Good evening, you fucking legends, you. By the way, Land Shark, they switched it up. They're twist offs now, but I say nay. These shall be opened. I've never actually used this thing before. Oh, this is
They're actually really difficult on twist offs. So anticlimactic.
I'm not proud of that. We got a lot to talk about today. We had last week off. We're going to get into it this week. By the way, the boys are back in town shirts. Get them. idiotsonamike.com. We've got a merchandise tab, merch tab. Click on it. It'll take you to our bonfire store. Go and get yourself one.
And that's a mammoth, for those wondering.
Yeah, it's not an elephant for the people who don't know what they're talking about. We also are honing in on a December 11th date for the marathon episode, so be on the lookout for updates about that. We are also running a nice little promotion. If you go to our bonfire store, search Idiots on a Mic, it'll pull up our particular store. You go down, we've got two different items that are on sale. You can go to our Idiots Against Cancer, any one of those products along that line, and our Idiots for Fundraising, any one of those products along that line. Use the code Marathon10, no spaces, and you're going to get 10% off. So make sure you're buying those up. Again, all those proceeds are either going directly to the American Cancer Society, or we're going to divvy them up between the three: American Cancer Society, Make-A-Wish, Mission 22. Check them out. Okay, so like I said, we got a lot to talk about today. CBD, it's doing some shit. We're going to talk about that. Maybe we save that one for the CBD boys. Maybe we hang on to that one.
We'll have to get them back on soon.
Yeah, we do. Rugby season's in full swing. They will be battered. They will be bruised, but maybe they do make an appearance here soon. We haven't had any guests on. That's on me. Haven't done a lot of reaching out lately. Just happy to be on at this point. 12 days away from the wedding. 11 days away from the wedding.
That's right.
The wheels are churning. We're trying to get this thing, we're in home stretch and we got a few things to close up. So we'll be making sure once that's done, we get on the other side of that, do a little staycation and everything. Maybe we get this ball rolling again and we ramp it right back up to where we were. Rod, I know you've got so much going on in your life.
That's so busy.
I'm glad you can take the time.
Things and stuff.
Glad you could take the time out of your day to be on the show. The new Batman trailer. Everybody's absolutely loving the new Batman trailer. Sorry for those of you who are potentially listening to that music right now.
That's with Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. And I gotta tell you, like, as I look at this picture of him, and we'll talk about it a little bit as we get into it, maybe he's gonna be better than I was anticipating, but we'll see. Seattle Times says Bill Clinton had a non-COVID related infection. I wonder what that could possibly be. Is old Tricky Bill up to his same old antics? We'll dive into that a little bit. The man, the myth, the adult,
the cigar,
the cigar. Yeah. A couple different articles about sea and swamp creatures. There's sea lions out here that are hugging people. So is there more humanity underwater than there is above water? We'll get into that a little bit.
Oh, you give me time. I got something for that one.
And on top of that, by the way, we're saying that there are 30,000 species of birds, mammals, and reptiles that are evolutionarily unique. And we're going to see that in this little sea turtle or swamp turtle, whatever the fuck this thing is.
Swamp thing.
Coming up here later in the show. Daniel Craig goes to gay bars. Why is he doing that? He's got a lot to talk about. If you listen to his reasoning, it makes a lot of fucking sense. I think old boy might be onto something here. Jamie Costa, people are saying that he should play Robin Williams in some sort of biopic. And is that going to happen? I hope so. There is a short clip to go along with it. It looks incredible. He looks like he could potentially be a young Robin Williams, and I'm here for it because Robin, one of my favorite characters, or excuse me, not characters, actors. I mean, the man was a character, but
He was a
he is an
character.
actor. Well, yeah. You season 3 is all over Netflix. Don't know how much you've watched. All the way through it already myself. Got a couple tweets about it. We're gonna take a look at it. By the way, Twitter is there might be a real serial killer that is running the Twitter because it is all over the place. I'm not sure I enjoy
I'll tell you what,
it.
I've seen just the first episode because it just seems like it's slow for me right now. And I just haven't really gotten too into it.
Without giving anything away, you will at probably about 90% of the show go, there's a lot of cringy topics in it. They're in like Northern California, kind of like a San Fran area, but like a suburb deal, and it's all these rich people, rich techie, whatever people. And like, just to give you an example, okay? Love, who we all know is absolutely insane if we've seen season 2 of You, she makes cupcakes for this birthday party. They're gluten-free, they're sugar-free, but they've got raspberries on them, okay? They've got raspberry. They're like a lemon raspberry muffin, all right? Kid starts eating one of the excuse me, not muffin, cupcakes. Kid starts eating one of the cupcakes. The mom freaks out. Love's like, they're sugar-free, they're gluten-free, they're harmless. And she's like, there's sugar in raspberries. So that's the kind of people you're dealing with in this season. You'll see a lot of that. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate that part of it, very much so. But the storyline, it's much more sexual this season than the previous 2 seasons. So it's very uncomfortable. Just some of the topics they're talking about sex and everything like that. However, you get through that, oh boy, strap in. It is a season 2 remember. I don't know when this thing's going to end, but they're on the right track, and I did not think I was going to enjoy this season just because of how much of this kind of thing I was doing. But that finale, boom, fantastic. So without giving too much away, we'll talk about it. We'll see where you're at in season 3. Like you said, you've gone through episode 1. Stick with it. Stick with it. Believe me, if you've made it this far and you stick with it, it gets nasty. We're going to talk about some movies and TV shows that had twists. What are the best twists that took place in the cinematic world and in the silver screen, I think they call it, the TV world. We're going to talk about that a little
Sugar
bit.
Island.
That is one of them. Yes, absolutely. We'll also talk about, sorry, my dog is being savage. We'll talk about The Rock and the fact that The Rock, well, he does it all. Mr. Boulder Johnson himself is now a rapper. He can put that on his resume, as he's done a song with Tech Nine, The Real Joey Cool, and The Real King. So we're going to talk about that. I don't know how I feel about it. You think The Rock is going to win presidency? Like people have talked about him going up for president, and a majority of people have already come out and say, I don't know where this survey was. I never received it, so I don't know who was voting. However, I think there was like a 56% of people that received this survey said they would vote for Dwayne Boulder Johnson, and I don't know. I don't know what else he can get his hand in at this point to where it's not just like, okay, yeah, he owns fucking United States anyways, so.
Oh, is this our first topic? Are we going? I didn't know if we were still listing them or not. I tried to.
Last thing we're going to talk about today is somebody has done a casting of Batman on on TikTok, so we're going to talk about who they wanted to cast as certain characters and if those would be good casting options or not. But in the meantime, let's kick it off with our intro video, and then we'll get this thing rolling.
If I give you a beer and you didn't finish it right on the spot, like we'd
Yeah.
have
You're kind of
slaughter them all because now I know they're plotting against me, them motherfuckers. I'm on to you.
That was the most disgusting moment of Rod's life.
next question.
There was a follow-up about a finishing move, but I'm not so sure I want to ask that.
Cheers.
All right, and we're back. Perry, thank you for chiming in about how many of them are registered to vote. Probably 0 of them, if I had to guess, if they're voting for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson without any sort of platform involved. But you know, it is what it is. That's where we are in America today. It's a popularity contest, not necessarily what are you going to do for us. Let's dive right into it. Batman. I've been skeptical all this time about Robert Pattinson as Batman, but just kind of taking a peek at this picture here, like, I mean, it's just a nice little shot of Robert Pattinson. He might be the guy. He might be the guy. I don't know. I really don't know.
They said, from what I heard the last time I read anything about it, was this Batman's more about like the detective side of him too, kind of, and about when he was a little bit younger, that sort of thing. So I'm here for it. I'm interested to see what he does with it. Either way, I mean, we're going to get a Batman movie.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is it's so tough because the baseline is Christian Bale's Batman, right?
Yeah.
Baseline, well, for our generation, Christian Bale's Batman is the milestone. Okay,
it's the equivalent of replacing Wolverine.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. So, I mean, let's take a look at it. After Christian Bale, we had Ben Affleck. Dog shit. Okay? Fucking stuff. Now we got Robert Pattinson, who, to Perry's credit, yes, Twilight. Twilight does rule, doesn't it, Perry? Thank you for chiming in once again. But here's the thing. Twilight, very different from Batman. Whole different tones.
Well, Batman's going to be sparkly now, so I think it'll be all right.
Are we... He just shimmers in the night.
Yeah.
Is this a good casting? Like, are you convinced that this is going to be the real deal? People are starting to lose their mind. They put out a teaser trailer, and people are saying, "Hey, this is the fucking move. This is what we should."
Oh, do we get sound?
I can get sound. I don't know if everybody else is going to hear it. That's the problem.
No, we can just watch it and look at it. But yeah, no, I've said all along that and it really took me, like, I'm okay with the casting. I just wanted to see where it goes. I have no feelings like if he's going to do good or bad. But I was listening to one of the YouTube channels, the John Campea show, and he was talking about like the different range that Pattinson had in a lot of indie films. And I believe he turned down offers on bigger films to work on these indie films, so he can like better hone his craft or something along those lines. But I'm excited to see it.
And I can respect it to a degree. I mean, we watched we both watched The Devil All the Time movie with Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, a part of that. He plays a really weird, like sexually abusive pastor role, right, in that movie.
Yeah.
And
they nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not the character you want to be known for, but yeah, he did. He did really well in that role, and I think there was just this vibe about him that you just disliked as a person, and you're like, all right, fuck that guy. I hope he dies. Sure enough, I mean, no spoilers because I don't know how many people actually watched the movie. He does die. Perry, Tom Hardy for Batman, that's great. Tom Hardy's up for a lot of roles. He's going to play Wolverine. He's going to play Batman. He's going to play Bane again. He's going to play, I mean,
he's Batman and Bane just fighting himself.
Name a superhero, and somehow Tom Hardy is linked to that role at this point, with the exception of Superman, because Henry Cavill looks exactly like Superman. There's just no getting around that. I hope that continues on and on. Speaking of Toms, by the way, Tom Holland is saying this is his last reprisal as the Spider-Man role. Spider-Man is going to be totally different. Are we going to see Miles Morales going forward? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But it's not going to be the young buck Tom Holland anymore after No Way Home. Yeah.
No way. I don't believe that for a second. And I here's the problem I got. You haven't seen you haven't seen Venom yet, and I need you to see the new Venom before I can talk to you about some of this.
Well, let's see. Well, the problem with that is we agreed to go see the movie together. You said, "Hey, go fuck yourself," and you went and you saw the movie without me. So yes, I agree. I do need to see the movie, but that's a piece of shit move on your part. So there's nothing I can do about it.
There's still two. We'll have to see this one to find out, but it would amaze me that he's only here for 3 films and he's done, and he's not going to play it.
I have a hard time believing that too, because in my eyes, Marvel should set him up as the next main character. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, fantastic, but he was already a little bit older. Not that he can't play the role still, but
yeah.
Everybody's always looking for a younger cast. I mean, it's a generational thing. And the fact that Tom Holland is in his early 20s, 23, 24 maybe, something like that.
He just did that movie Uncharted. It's coming out soon.
I'm excited. I finally saw a trailer for it. It does look like it's going to be pretty good.
Yep.
But you can take this entire Marvel franchise and just place it on the delicate shoulders that are Tom Holland's, and watch him gymnastic his fucking way to the top and make you guys billions and billions of dollars.
Now on the flip side of that, seeing it being true, the only way I could see that is because I feel like they're setting it up to be Doctor Strange taking over all the as what you alluded to for Tom Holland. I think this next wave is going to be Doctor Strange. With the multiverse of madness, you got supposedly Scarlet Witch is going to be in that. He dabbles in a bunch of the other films that have came out. So it really, he's going to be the centerpiece, I think, for the next setup. And I think he's probably the next to die too.
You're saying Doctor Strange is the next to die?
Oh yeah, yeah. If they're doing a multiversal thing, I mean, who else can save the day besides Doctor Strange by using all of the life energy or some shit? I don't know.
Let's just get every big time actor and just slap them into a role. All these, I wonder if this has been Marvel set up from the beginning. Oh, Tom Cruise was rumored to play Iron Man at one point. Guess what? He's Iron Man in this fucking movie. Oh, John Krasinski was rumored to play Captain America or Mr. Fantastic at some point. Well, he's Mr. Fantastic and fucking Captain America in this movie. You know what I mean? Let's take all these characters that have been rumored for years, since the beginning of this thing, and let's plug them in. Oh, but guess what? The original characters, the Robert Downey Jr.'s, the fucking, you get it, Chris Evans, and all these people are going to also reprise their role and do it that way. I think the next movie is it has to have a $2 billion budget. It's gonna have to make fucking $50 billion opening weekend just to break even or some shit like that. I think there's something wild coming. I don't think this is going to be the end of the Chris Evans or the Robert Downey Jr.'s. They're going to make cameos. They're going to do shit like that. And they're going to be very expensive cameos. So,
right. Well, what, Robert Downey Jr. got $10 million for that one in Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah.
And
he had two phone calls with him, and that was it.
Yeah.
He could have shot that from anywhere, dude. He didn't have to go on set to shoot that fucking thing. He could have been walking down the streets of Manhattan and been like, "Hey, hey, Spider-Man, quit whatever the fuck you're doing, please," and then hang up the phone, and that was the end of it. I think good for him though.
Yeah, but I hope we get Miles Morales in this. Yeah, if they do transition him out, give me Miles.
I think we will. I think we will. I really do. I'm hoping. I would hate to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man go at this
Mhm.
point. He hasn't even listen. Like he just started dating the girl. You know what I mean? Like this isn't how the story ends. We don't go with him just like fucking riding off into the sunset, and MJ's just there like, what the fuck is this? Like that's not how this shit goes. It's Marvel in the grand scheme of things. It's Disney. So what does that mean? That means there's always a happy ending. We
Maybe,
didn't think that. Infinity Saga came around and we were like, wait
yeah,
a fucking tick. Oh my god.
maybe at the end of this next Spider-Man movie or whatever, they figure out they can't fix everyone knowing his identity, so he actually just stops being Spider-Man and somehow strange like changes his powers into Miles. Like, can you see them doing some shit like that?
I see what we're saying here. Oh yeah,
Yep.
no, I'm not playing Spider-Man anymore. I'm playing Man Spider now. Fucking got us, Tom Holland. Fair enough. Maybe him saying this whoever the next version of Spider-Man is going to be is him saying like, oh, he gets a new suit. You know what I mean? Like it could be that simple. It could be that simple. And we know one thing about Tom Holland is he ruins movies. He spoils the fuck out of movies. So maybe this is his way of saying like, I'll be there, but I'm gonna look very, very different. And Disney was like, or Marvel was like, okay, Tom, like we get it. You want to spoil it a little bit, so we'll give you this. You can say that, and that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Plus, I mean, what else? Like when he got the role, like watching interviews and stuff. I mean, the guy was the happiest as he could be. Like with that role, he was so excited. Like I have a hard time seeing him giving that up.
I do too, and the fact that character is so like acrobatically inclined, and that's his background, like gymnastics and acrobats and dancing and things like that. Like it's the perfect character for him. Why would he give that up? And on top of that, he's making millions and millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you pigeonhole yourself a little bit. Everybody only sees you as Spider-Man. Okay, sure, you do these little one-off movies, the Uncharted's, the Devil All the Time, whatever that other fucking movie he did was, where it was like they couldn't speak, but like people can hear their thoughts, whatever that bullshit was. I
didn't watch it.
Remember. I didn't either. And I mean, maybe that's the problem. Tom Holland's like, fuck, the only success I'm having is when I do Spider-Man movies. So, Tom, you do you. I'm happy for you. I hope your career extends beyond Spider-Man because I don't want to see you when you're 60 years old putting on the fucking mask.
I kind of do.
But in the same vein, it's like, listen, man, if you're a football player, okay, or a baseball player, and you're good at what you do, and there is a perfect role for you on a team somewhere, and they're paying you millions and millions of dollars, top contract money, you gonna give that up? I don't think so.
Pulling Andrew Luck.
I'm done. Fuck it.
I'm done.
I'm out of here. By the way, congrats to your Bengals. They are leading the division.
They're doing great.
Less on that later. Let's get into our next topic here. Old Billy boy, our man, Mr. Clinton himself. He had an infection not too long ago, but it was non-COVID related, according to the Seattle Times. Look at him. I don't know if this is a recent picture, but this looks like a man that is getting sucked off under the podium. So good for him. I mean, I think his
He's over there like, I still got
it. Doesn't he kind of look like Quagmire? I feel like the character Quagmire from Family Guy was created as a kind of alter ego of Bill Clinton.
Just Charlie Sheen as a politician.
Yeah, bingo. Less drugs, man. The only drugs he's taking is like heart medication, Viagra. If I but oh boy, has got game still. I don't know. I didn't read the article. I don't actually know what the infection was. He was in the hospital. I think
it's probably just the flu or something. You're an ass. I love it.
But they framed this in such a way that it just had to be on the show. It was non-COVID related. This infection that Bill Clinton got. Look at him. He's like, standing at the podium. And I don't know. If he ran again, it might be my guy. I don't know. Unless he goes against Boulder Johnson. Then Boulder Johnson's going to be my guy. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm happy for him. He's okay. It sounds like from what I've seen after this article, but like I said, I didn't read the article. I got to take a stab at what this infection was really about. That's all.
This is American news nowadays. Just headlines, nothing else. Headlines and reactions, baby.
That's what we do. You know, we missed last week, so there's probably an updated article about this whole situation. However, I didn't read it because we utilized last week's topics for Slick Willie. Oh, Perry, that's it. Slick Willie Clinton is at it again. That's what the Seattle Times should have listed this article as. Old Slick Willie is at it again. Is there what is the limitations on, like, okay, some things come out about a politician that's running for presidency. What is the limitation on things that make you go, okay, I don't trust this man? Like, okay, let's say this happened before he was in office.
Their title, okay. Politician.
Well, fair enough, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. Anybody with the name politician, governor, senator, DA, mayor.
Listen, we're all just voting for who's going to fuck up the world less, you know? Like, all right, it's...
And that's kind of what that's how I've always looked at politics. Who is lying to me the least amount? That's kind of who I want to vote for. I did
not have sex relations with that one.
Mama Stu, thank you for chiming in. Old Slick Willie with the one-off line. I did not have sexual relations with that one. Dude, all right, this is the one impression that on the show you have said that you are capable of doing. Let's hear it now. Let's hear it now.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. You know who does it great? Bryce does it great. Right.
That's fucking horrible.
Bryce gets like
I'm sure Bryce
like
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That's my best one. That's all I got.
You sound Southern, buddy.
Is he Southern? Where is he from?
No, I don't know, but you did. You sounded like it. Apparently, he's from Atlanta with the way you're talking.
Hey, well, that makes sense why Bryce does the good impression. Well, he's not from Atlanta, but he's there now, so it is what it is.
Arkansas.
Hey, I mean, I don't know that my impression was that far off. Then let's. Okay. So now this is a nice little Twitter news article. Well, your impression fucking sucks. That's why I talk about it. This diver was caught having a nice little hug with this sea lion. And like I mentioned before, is there more humanity in the sea that we don't even know about, supposedly, than there is on land?
Okay, I'm just going to hold you up here for a second. First of all, just watched a video on the dolphins, apparently. TikTok, the guy on TikTok talks about the animals. He's talking apparently. No, get me off of here. I got to have something to look at. But apparently,
I just want you to go on your fucking dolphin rant where they dock each other or whatever.
He was talking about dolphins, and he said that they're able to form human like relationships, connections, and they saw that the trainer that they liked was like talking to other staff and everything. So when he got back in the pool, like they tried to kill him. I don't know if they did or not, but they tried to murder him because they were jealous. I'm like, what?
Are dolphins all female?
I'll be king.
More on that later. Yeah. But no, it's you love to see it when it's things like this.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's videos of killer whales saving kayakers or surfers and things like that, and then there's all these things taking place. And meanwhile, humanity is like, you got that one dude. God, when was that? That was sometime last year. That took that twisted tea in that gas station or that convenience store. And just
Oh yeah.
banged it. I mean, rightfully so. That dude was saying
Yeah.
some racial
Yeah,
slurs,
he had it coming.
and he took a twisted T to the face, and it was like, yeah, well, that's what you fucking get when you
Killer
say
Whales is
things
cool,
like
too.
that. Yeah. And it's just like, well, you can catch these hands or you can catch this twisted T. You got options, and well, actually, he didn't have options because he got a twisted T, and I don't even think he fucking saw it. But there's so many different stories coming about people are doing this, people are doing that. A guy at work was telling me he almost got his catalytic converter sawed off of his truck while he was like maybe a couple 100 feet away from it. Like, oh, we didn't hear the sawzall, you fucking morons. Like, there's so many different stories like that in the world. Meanwhile, we're out here in the ocean getting hugged by sea lions.
Can we talk about how cool like a catalytic converter sounds, but I have no idea what it does? I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's
I worked at an Advanced Auto Parts for the better part of 2 months, and I still couldn't tell. Like, I don't know why they hired me. Like, I really don't.
Oh, he's got
like,
a
do you know
pulp.
anything about?
All right.
Just flat out in the interview, they're like, "Do you know anything about cars?" And I was like, "No." And they were like, "Well, it's time to learn." So they made me sit through all these training videos, and I just forgot them all immediately after. So they made me a driver. They're like, take this part and bring it to those people. And I'm like, oh shit, I could do that. Yeah, okay. Fucking Uber for Advanced Auto Parts. That's what I was. Convert CO2 into oxygen for less emission. Perry, let's talk about this because Elon Musk has come out and said, I'll pay someone like $100 million to create a machine that singles out CO2 emissions in the air, absorbs that, and allows for like a fresher air, I think is what the concept is going for.
Mhm.
And it kind of seems like that technology is worth more than $100 million to me.
Oh, absolutely. I'm assuming he just means like the grant for the research. You know what I mean? To like build it.
It's called trees. Perry, bingo. Let's plant some more fucking trees. Well, here's the problem with that. People don't want to do that. There's a lot of real estate out there, and there's a lot of money to be made on that real estate. Trees? No. No, sir. No, thank you.
So
Let's talk factories. Let's talk houses. Let's talk apartments.
you've never been to like China, right?
I haven't. It's
You
probably on the list.
So-
probably at some point, but
Is the from what pictures I've seen and stuff of the smog and the air quality that's there? We really
Not
take
good.
that for granted here in the U.S.
not good.
Like-
Yeah.
We really take that. If it's as bad as what people are saying and like what the news and what everything you see, that's some rough stuff.
So it's kind of like this, okay? Should we be living in the ocean at this point? I mean, should we just be creating oxygen bubbles so we can go get hugs from the? They seem very accepting down there, from what I can tell in the videos that I've seen. Now there are some despicable videos out there. You will get slaughtered in the ocean, just depending on what
Stingrays.
animal you're fucking with. R.I.P. to our man.
Well, Steve.
Old Stevie I. He was quite a visionary. The smog is
Absolutely.
awful. Grammy, thank you for
Oh,
tuning in.
Grammy coming in clutch. Yeah, like I mean, you don't even think about that, right? Imagine thinking about like, oh, I got to look at the air index to make sure this air is okay to breathe today.
Grammy, where haven't you been? Can we talk about that a little bit? Like this is the 007 of grandmothers. I don't know how she's getting to these places, what she's doing, but somehow every time we bring up some place here on the internet, she's like, "Oh yeah, real nice place," or "Oh yeah, that kind of sucks," or "Oh yeah, probably don't go there." It looks like a woman, but it's a dude. Check the Adam's apple. By the way,
I don't know how we got here.
I don't know. Maybe I figured there's at least one military person that listens to our show. Perry, have you been to Thailand? Are there a lot of penises out there that are supposed to be? Don't tell us. This is a don't ask, don't tell show. So we're gonna go ahead and go right into the next topic here. Speaking of underwater creatures, let's take a look at this turtle, dude. This turtle. I don't know what's up to this thing, but there are scientists out there that are saying that there's 30,000 species between birds, mammals, and reptiles that are evolutionarily unique. Are we falling off the top of the food chain? Now, I'm not saying this turtle is going to be out here.
What do they consider evolutionary unique? Like, we're evolutionary unique.
Well,
everything is.
Apparently, they think this western swamp turtle is evolutionarily unique. So,
the swamp turtle.
Look at this thing. What? Okay, so it can.
Looks like a sponge.
It wears a coat of algae, dude. It's in here like fucking shimmying the sleeves on, putting the whole thing on, and he's like, "Guess what? Ain't nobody getting me today." I don't know the purpose of this. Maybe this is some sort of like photosynthetic thing,
yeah.
but maybe this thing doesn't even eat. Maybe it coats itself with algae and it somehow absorbs the ability of photosynthesis like the algae probably has. I don't know much about algae, but
maybe.
Imagine if you didn't have to eat. Imagine if we evolved to the point where we didn't have to eat. I don't know that I would love that because taste is a big part of our lives. And
see?
Grammy. See, this
Grammy,
is just case in fucking point, Grammy. This is the shit I'm talking about. Oh, look at some coral I've seen while diving on the fucking
Colin, here's
reef
my
in
picture with it.
Australia. Like, yeah.
But
how many of these people have stepped on and not even noticed?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, look at the stonefish. People do that shit all the time. Those things will kill you. Yeah, it goes back to my buddy Louie. Always had his idea on like extraterrestrial life. He's like, dude, if they are technology advanced enough to get here, he's like, chances are they are biologically developed enough and like advanced that they're probably getting able to convert solar energy into food. Essentially, like you don't need to eat. He made the point like eating is a wasteful. It's not the most efficient way. Like photosynthesis would be, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Now I don't know what sort of like.
Yeah, the fucking atoms fucking colliding into each other. Yeah, I don't know about all that.
We have to think of it in terms of like calories and metabolism as humans, right?
Yeah.
So it's like how much of that plays into photosynthesis. Like if we were able to produce that's not the word I'm looking for. If we were able to go through the process of photosynthesis, like what does that mean for us? Is there oh,
that's a good one. Yeah.
Ghost Hand 246, thank you for chiming in. Or they created replicators, machines capable of convert matter in what they want, such as food. Okay, so now it's like, oh, hey, this rock here, I can turn this into a fucking cheeseburger. Is this the kind of shit we're talking about? Is this the kind? Now you have virtually unlimited resources. Obviously, there's going to be limitations to that. This is a fucking Cotty with a chance of meatball situation. We're sending that fucking thing into the atmosphere, and it's just
raining hot dogs.
Just raining. Yeah. You catch Rod out there on a windy day, just catching them. I mean, if that's what we're talking about, then this is the real deal because we're just recycling that shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do those atoms just get converted again? Is this the whole water cycle? Evaporation, rain, come back down. It is all atoms, but that's a good point. It is all atoms, and if we can convert shit like that, do you think so? This is the discussion we've had on this show before. Okay, the military is 5 to 10 years advanced from our technology.
Right.
Do you think they're converting food? Do you think
No,
they're converting
I
food
don't,
yet?
I don't think they have anything on that level. No way.
Is this something we'll create before warp speed? This seems more attainable to me than like some sort of warp speed or transportation or teleportation or anything like that.
Well, if you think with teleportation, you're literally breaking things down to essentially
And recreating
nothing
them
and
somewhere else.
recreating. So in order to do that, you probably, I'm assuming you would have to know. I'm just an idiot. I don't know. But you probably have to know how to change matter from one thing to another. You know, I mean, you'd think that, right?
You would. still eating the 1988 Maurice. That shit doesn't run out, does it? We're fine. It doesn't matter. But
yeah, there you go, MREs.
I mean, yeah, that's a great point. We already have a system in place. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. Let's get into our next topic here. Daniel Craig, who everybody knows as the latest and greatest James Bond. You may know him from Knives Out if you had seen that movie. Fantastic movie, by the way. He likes going to gay bars. Okay. So this whole fucking two fab thing, they hook you in. This is a little bit of a clickbait thing. He goes on to say, hey, you fucking dick swingers that are in the hetero bars, you guys could just shut the fuck up, piss off. Everybody wants to get in a fight. I don't want any of that. I want to drink a beer. Maybe drink 2 beers. Hey, maybe drink 6 beers and not have the urge to be like, hey, that guy looked at me wrong. Let's go fucking murder him. And he says he likes to go to gay bars. And not only that, he's got a little bit of an ulterior motive, he says. A lot of women feel safer in gay bars. So there's a lot of straight women in those bars still. Regardless. So, hey, old boy knows what he's doing. And
is this what like today's people would call just like a fuckboy move? Right? Like you're going to a gay bar just to pick a, like I don't know.
Where are we going? We're gonna go to the gay bar. We're gonna pick up some women. Yeah, exactly. It's the atmosphere is just better. It's just better. Like it seems like as Daniel Craig goes on to say, he's like it's much calmer. There's not this like testosterone ridden. Not that I'm not saying there's not testosterone there, but it's like for whatever reason, straight dudes just have this urge to be like, that guy looked at me wrong. I'm gonna fucking murder him for no reason. I went to a bar in Columbus. Okay, I went closing time. All right, old boy wanted to act up. These bouncers are like 280 plus pounds, I bet. And this dude was unconscious by the time they got him to the door. Like one of the other bouncers grabs his feet and they're just like taking him out. And there's just cop cars lined up outside. By the way, wild fucking scene. I'm not going to say how I got into this bar. I might have been a little younger than what they thought I was going into this bar. But that's the scene. That's the scene that you're looking at when you go. So maybe Daniel Craig has a little fucking life hack that we all need to kind of maybe take a second look at and go, you know what? Kind of a cool thing. He got on a podcast with his boy right here in the picture, and they're talking about life. He said, yeah, my life. Daniel Craig's talking about how his life's starting to change and everything like this. His podcast host buddy, they're at this gay bar. And they hug each other. And everyone was like, Daniel Craig, what? So it was like he had to go on this whole explanation thing about how he's like, no. Like, first of all, congratulations to the gay community. They've taken a lot of heat for no reason, really. I don't understand why people are bothered by other people's sexuality. But then he was like, let me explain to all of you the real reason I'm here, because I got something to teach y'all. I got a little something here in this old brain tank that you guys need to know about.
See, and I'm excited for the day where this isn't news. You know what I mean? Like so-and-so actor going into a gay bar isn't news. It's like, okay, so what he likes. Cool. You know, like no one questions it. No one's like, oh, you went to a game. Like, why is that? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I'm excited
that's
for that.
just
And I
it.
think we're moving there.
We put entertainers on such a high pedestal that
Yeah.
if there's something what we would consider slightly out of the ordinary, and we catch them in the act doing that, it was like, okay, see you on the news tomorrow, because this is all we have to talk about, apparently.
Urban Meyer.
To be fair, Urban Meyer did pick that girl up like a fucking bowling ball and just send her down the lane. And the fact that they've only won one game so far. But they have won a game.
That's right. That's right.
Now let's
Thanks, Grammy, for the early birthday wish. Just wanted to make sure I got that.
That's right. That's right. Now, you did make a comment yesterday that I didn't appreciate. You said, if I'm feeling sore at this age, what am I going to feel like when I'm at your age? As if you're not just 1 year younger than me. That was such a bullshit move on your part. Appreciated the help that you gave me yesterday.
I think we're 2 years apart.
We're not 2 years apart.
We are 2 years. You're 2 years older.
Let's talk about this tomorrow. Let's have a live video chat tomorrow and discuss how we are not in fact 2 years apart, you big piece of shit.
There's a 2-week window I got that's just great.
This was the same conversation I used to have with Andrew, my old college roommate. Shout out to him. Don't know if he listens, but our birthdays were less than a month apart. Okay. And he would give me one of these, he would turn the next age and he'd be like, oh, I'll tell you when you're older. I'm like, dude, we are fucking less than a month apart from each other. But he hit that age, I'll tell you when you're older. And I'm like, you know what, dude, just fuck off with that kind of talk, because I get it. Technically, yeah. But don't do that shit to me, okay? Let's get into our next topic here. In case you missed it, Jamie Costa, people are calling for him to be Robin in a biopic. I don't know. I'm torn because, and watch as this kind of goes along, you will see Jamie Costa can put on a spitting image of Robin Williams. Yeah. So yeah. I think it's doable. I think it would be incredible. I think it would be a great homage to. I don't know much about Jamie Costa's acting career, so I'm going to point that out now. However, just looking, I mean, these little short clips throughout this video here, I want it, but I'm torn because there is nobody like Robin Williams.
Are they going to now? I think this can actually do, if they do it right. I think it can actually honor what he stood, who he was as a person and stuff, and really address the mental health issue that's apparent whenever you talk about Robin Williams. But they have to get it right. They have to tell the story of, when he's in front of everyone, all of America thought he was just, a comedian that was really funny. So no one knew that sort of side, but show that, and I it'd be really good.
Yeah. And that would be, I wholeheartely agree. I mean, this is an opportunity. There are movies out there that have addressed mental health issues, maybe vaguely more than this would. But this is the thing: is this would show somebody. I mean, even like the Joker. The Joker addressed mental health issues to a degree, but it was still something that was far beyond everyday reach. Now you talk about, here was this man implanted in our culture who was the hottest ticket in Hollywood for the longest time. And he had a lot of failures, and those failures stuck with him. Those, he clung on to those failures so heavily, and it cost him. It ended up costing him his life because nobody really saw that. I mean, his wife maybe to a degree understood, and even then, I don't know how much she really fully grasped how truly depressed he was.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many people throughout this world that are living that way. Yeah, I think it would be an opportunity. I'm torn, like I said, because there's nobody like Robin Williams. But to your point and to your credit, it is a fantastic time to address those issues.
But I mean, do it right. I mean, you get one shot at this, and then
You really do, yeah.
yeah, and then
it's
if it tanks, we don't want to see no more of that shit.
yeah. If it tanks, let's move on from Robin Williams.
Mhm.
Let's just retell his stories. Let's look back. Let's put
Yep.
together clip videos of who he was, but let's not try to play him out as a person again. However, let's continue to address those mental health things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, You season 3. You're one episode in.
Yeah. Maybe 2. I don't know. She's yeah. I don't want to ruin too many things, but she's.
So let's take a look at this. This is why I say the You Twitter scares me a little bit. Murder aside, I want to go to Love's Bakery. What do you mean, murder aside? This is one of many tweets coming from this whoever is creating this You Twitter account, and I got to tell you, it kind of terrifies me a little bit.
Dude, people, I firmly believe this. People are a lot darker, and they're willing to, and I think the internet's brought this out in a lot of people too. They're willing to set aside social norms online. You know what I mean? And they're willing to express themselves, like what they really feel online. And they're people are dark, man. People are dark. That's goes back to our gladiator thing. It would sell like hotcakes here, but anywhere. Because why? Because people are savages.
Oh, for sure.
We are.
And that's what it is. It's just like you're in this weird balance where it's like you want. There's weird parts throughout this where you want to be like, oh, Joe's kind of in the right. But at the same time, you're like, no, wait, hold on a fucking tick. Anybody who has seen seasons 1 and season 2, Joe, not really in the right. So, but Netflix has found this weird balance where it's like, you get it, you don't get it, you get it, you get it. And it's wild. It's so wild. I don't know. I loved it though. It was really good. The whole twist and turn. Yeah, they add the baby element into it. It kind of slows things down in the early on. They really kind of get away from that after the first 1 or 2 episodes. I think I want to say it's only like 9 or 10 episodes.
Yeah, you're telling me that I'm going to watch the second episode. They just murder the child in their bed. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they kind of moved on from it.
but I thought that was what was gonna happen.
Right?
It's almost like they make you believe that that's gonna be the case. Whether that is the case or not, I'm not gonna spoil that much for you because there is a lot remaining in that season that still takes place. But oh my goodness, it was I just get like there were times where I was watching it like. I just didn't know what else to do, but it turned out to be a fantastic season. There was a lot of cringy moments, like I had mentioned before. Everybody needs to jump on the U train. Like get on the U train. If you haven't seen seasons 1 and 2 yet, watch them. Now, I don't necessarily agree with your whole vigilante take, but it is what it is.
I don't know how I did. I probably couldn't do that again if I figured it out. But after season 1, I somehow managed to convince. I gave a compelling argument for why Joe is the hero of our story.
I don't know. Let's get into
watching season 1. Like every time, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, Joe's just trying to help take care of her, you know, and then Joe would do some creepy shit, and I'm like, Joe, come on, buddy, we got to do better.
I can't back you on this one, boy. Like this is a little out of my range. I got to be honest with you. All right, before we get into our last 2 little articles here, we need to talk about our boys with CBD Bros USA. Roddy, you think you can handle this one?
I feel like you already have a script laid out. I'm out of practice.
We
didn't go last week.
Here's the thing. Okay, so let's talk about it. They got plenty of different items for sale. If you got an unruly dog, you can hear him in the background. I know.
Melatonin, baby.
These fuckers are zipping around left and right. Hey, we got a little something. There it is.
Yep.
He said, what are you talking about, Dad? We're talking about CBD Bros USA, CBD Brothers USA, and And what do they got? They got a nice little gummy or a little chew for these boys. They got a little tincture you can drop in their food, maybe drop in their water. It's going to calm them down. We're going to set the mood a little bit, light a couple candles, just relax a little bit. You don't want that for your dog. You want that for yourself. Oh, hey, shit, guess what? We got the tinctures for ourselves, too. We got gummies, some apple gummies, some strawberry lemonade gummies. Get those. Muy bien, as the CBD Bros Mexico would say. I don't know. What else do they got? They've got the tinctures. They've got the gummies. They've got... Yeah, don't even bother. You're wasting your fucking time now. They've got What do they got, Rob? What do they got?
They got everything you need, all right? Any CBD product that you need, they got. All right, that's CBDbrothersusa.com, CBDbrothersusa.com. If you just type in CBD Brothers, you might get some UK website. Yeah, not about that. CBD Brothers USA. Yeah, use our promo code Idiots on Mic, not on a mic. Idiots on Mic, and I believe it's 20% off. And hey, you can't beat that. Not a lot of CBD companies doing that out there. So save money while you can. Every little bit counts. So, Matty S has left me alone to my own devices. So, let's see here. Did you know that hippos will actually use crocodiles as chew toys? Fun fact. Yeah. The crocodiles actually won't attack the baby hippos that are doing that because they're afraid of mama hippo, and mama hippo will wreck them. So yeah, good story. Let's see here. What else we got? My Bengals are doing great. Perry, your Steelers, not so great, but the Bengals are the number 1 seed in the AFC right now, and it's been a long time coming. So pretty happy household lately. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow connection is phenomenal. Now, I still think they do need help on the interior of the offensive line, but I think they're going to be okay. Yeah. And he's back.
And this is
I had no idea on that one, buddy. I needed like 30 seconds to think, and I didn't get it, and it was just.
I'm gonna write you a script. So for situations like this, I apologize. I did.
I told my fun fact about hippos and crocodiles. How was those good?
No, I have my headphones in, so I can still hear you while I'm taking a whiz over in the other room. It always ends up this way, but yes, they do have the salve. Mama Steel, Mama Steel on her. They do have the salve. CBDbrothersusa.com, and that is 25% off and free shipping. So make sure you're going to their website using the code Idiots
and free shipping.
Hey, times are tough right now. Shipping getting a little wonky. You can still take advantage of that free shipping. Go to CBDbrothersusa.com. Use the code Idiots on Mic, 25% off and free shipping. What is the universal way of figuring out, bud?
This goes way back to when I would bet the Bengals were going to beat the Steelers, and the Bengals would be having a great season. They'd beat the Steelers. They would be winning. I'd be like, there's no way we're going to lose to the Steelers. And he goes, the universe always has a way of working itself out, and then the Steelers whoop our ass. Every time. Every single time. And I hate it.
Is that going to happen this year?
Absolutely not. We already took them out back and gave them the beating they deserve. Like Myles Garrett with Mason Rudolph over the top.
Thanks, baby. Would you like to say hi to everybody? Okay, she doesn't want to say hi to everybody. You look good anyway.
What's in the bag?
Mind your own business. That's what's in the bag. My lovely wife has delivered some goodies. She is the best. She's the light of my life. I love her. She's standing mouth agape right now. I love you, darling. You are my rock. Now that she's gone. No, I'm just kidding.
Now that she's
But yes, I love that your default is going to the Bengals. You might be the only person discussing the Cincinnati Bengals, unless it's Pat McAfee talking about how they don't have an indoor practice facility.
And even he was talking good about it this week, and he's like, they still don't have an indoor practice facility. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, they don't.
We
Like,
can't.
practice
I
on,
mean,
like, a
there's nothing
parking
we
lot or some
as people
shit.
can do about that, but it is what it is. Okay, let's get into our last two subjects here. We're gonna
Let's do
wrap
it.
it up with a little TV and movie trivia. The nice
Let's
little
go.
video thing.
I got this. I've been prepping. Let's go.
No, it's not a true or false thing. I'm just giving people.
But it's trivia.
I know, yeah. Like you go to IMDb, you do a little search on the trivia section, and they give you nice little tidbits about each. Maybe I will start making them true or false. Maybe I'll start making up my own. This week is going to be all true. Let's start that now. Let's get that out of the way now. However, maybe in the future we do a little something like that. Dwayne Boulder Johnson is the people's champ. Oh, whoa, hey, whoa. Doing a nice little.
Your computer just sees?
I think so. I don't know what that was about. That was different. In any case, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a part of a music video now. He's part of a song now. Let's try this one more time without it freaking out on us. The song is called Face Off. For those of you who haven't listened to it yet, go ahead, check it out. Number 6 song overall in all genres. So kudos to him. He's doing something pretty slick there, I guess. I don't know. Do we need this? Is this something The Rock needs to be a part of? Do we really need to bother with something like this? Or can he just keep making movies, TV shows, tequila?
Listen, I Rock's already finished life, so he's just completing the side missions now. So
Is he not, though? Like,
I saw that online, and I'm like, yep, that's it.
All right, Perry, we'll fucking change it to TV and movie effects. How about that, you fucking clown? The Rock for president. People are calling for The Rock to be president. Does he get your vote? Are you someone that's voting for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Dwayne Boulder Johnson. If he becomes president, I think it's President Boulder. But are you someone who's going to vote for him?
I mean, it depends. I have to know his stance. I try not to vote person. I vote on whose party I align with the most. And it just depends. It depends what platform he runs on, depends on his views. Like I need more than just who is he. Like he seems like a great guy, you know what I mean?
Graham just fucking giving the people's elbow to the people's champ himself. Saying, who gives a shit about his resume? Let's just go ahead and say, nah, fuck this guy, get him out of here. I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear about him at all. I mean, listen, I love a lot of the things that he does. Ballers was fantastic. Fucking The Rundown, Walking Tall. He's done some good movies. He's done good TV shows. Let's not forget Jumanji. The Jungle Cruise. I don't know if that was any good. Haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it'll come out on Disney at some point.
I just don't think there's anything that qualifies him.
Now.
I just don't think there's anything that qualifies him for that position. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like even like when celebrities run, they say, "Oh, Donald Trump ran." Well, when you look at he was very successful with business, corporation, that sort of thing. So you can see kind of like the background there. You know what I mean? Like regardless on how you feel, you can understand why he was a candidate. You know?
Maybe we start small, okay? If Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California, who's to say that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson can't be the governor of California? Let's see what sort of policies he implements there, and then take this to a grander scale. Let's start small. You know what I'm saying? Let's not just be like, hey, that guy's been in a lot of shit. We really like him. Let's just vote him for president and hope for the best.
I think he's having too much fun acting to be a career politician. The pay's got to be less. The stress has got to be higher. Like, why would you bother?
Let's take a second. Let's take a second to just recognize that actors and actresses in the entertainment business makes more than the people who are regulating our everyday lives.
Yep.
Now, there's a lot of checks and balances where it's not just like absolute power. Yeah, sure. Okay. They can't just be like snap their fingers and make shit happen for us. However, they have a lot more pull than just some Joe Schmo off the street. And I think that's where we're at as a society. And I've said this time and time again. The entertainment business is above anything else in this country.
Yeah. Even above the law. I mean, look at like the preferential treatment, just money will people say money can't solve all your problems. That's bullshit. Money can literally solve every single problem that you have, and celebrities are the prime example. Like anything that money can solve it, right? I mean, look at Deshaun Watson. Money's going to solve that 23 times. So
and let's talk about this. So Dave Chappelle is
I love me some Dave Chappelle, dude.
I did not get a chance to see his latest stand-up. I'm pretty sure they already took it off Netflix because the cancel culture of Twitter and social media is trying to get rid of him for the jokes that he made.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of his now I've heard a couple little excerpts from his jokes and everything, and part of that was it's all about who you are. Hey, this dude who is an ex-NFL player, like, still had an entire career, went on trial for killing somebody, still had an entire career.
Yep.
Yet some Joe Schmo off the street, nah, see you locked up, pal. See you later. I mean, like, where do you draw the line? At what point do you say, hey, we're all fucking human beings? Apples and oranges. Perry, can you elaborate on this a little bit?
Why can't fruit be compared?
Bitch, that phrase don't make no sense. All right. Let's get into our last one here. Someone took to Instagram and
that's
said,
very fair. That's very Grammy just made a great point with that. That's when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yeah, that's a good example.
Well, let's put it like this. It's not the money that hurt him. It was actually the fame that killed him.
Well, yeah, but I mean, money didn't help him. So, I mean, that's true. Yeah.
I get that, but, well, yeah. But here's at the end of the day, it's about how you spend your money. Now, if he had been going to a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, maybe this is a different case. But from what I know, he didn't spend his money on anything like that. And,
maybe, yeah.
And it's just fucking, hey, Rod, why don't you shut your mouth today? Okay, that's what the people are saying.
All right, I got a speech to add Mama Steel too.
But all right, let's get into this. This is going to be our last thing before we get into trivia and wrap up. Oh, excuse me. This is the last thing before we get into facts, Perry, before we wrap up today's show. So somebody took to TikTok to say, hey, this is who I would cast as Batman. Boom, right off the fucking bat. John Hamm as Batman is not somebody I considered, but it's somebody we need to consider. John Hamm, if we go back to this, might be Batman himself.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And from my understanding, John Hamm's got a hog of a snake, if you know what I'm saying. And that seems like a very Batman thing to me. So maybe we just put him in the role.
He can keep it in his utility belt. It'll work out.
He just what's in this one? He just fucking lays out on hits the bad guy right in the forehead, and he's like, oh, that's a fucking go-go gadget dong slap. John Hamm as Batman. Bane, Dave Bautista, obviously. This seems like a no-brainer to me, honestly. Although Tom Hardy, despite the size difference, I'm sure I mean Tom Hardy can play a shredded role, can get beefed up, but he's no Dave Bautista. So
well, Dave Bautista doesn't want to play Drax anymore, so I mean, roll him on over.
Why not? I mean, Ryan Reynolds did the old flippy floppy. Look where he is now. So maybe we do the reverse, Marvel to DC instead of DC to Marvel, and see how that takes it.
Oh, by the way, I didn't realize Chris Evans was in Not Another Teen Movie, and it made my day the other day.
Is that a good movie? Is that
no?
Movie,
it's right? shit. Like, but you can watch
it. Commissioner Gordon, Bryan Cranston. I don't know that it's tough. Walter White, Bryan Cranston, absolutely, because he's got to have that edginess, right? Commissioner Gordon, Yeah, sure, he abides by the law, but he's that
Mhm.
walks the line kind of guy. So I guess I could see it. Yeah, absolutely. What else do we got going on here? Nightwing has become one of my favorite characters now that I've watched Titans. I know you're not really into the Titans thing
Not yet.
just
I'll
yet.
get there. Got a
I'll
lot of
get
free
you.
time
I'll
on my
get you
hands.
there. Well, it's wild to me that we still have things to talk about that you say you haven't seen yet. I can't believe you aren't done with you yet.
I got things to do, man. I can't. It slows down my pace because I have to watch those good shows with the wife when she's home.
That's fair. I can
Yeah,
respect that. So
yeah.
yeah, you're in a
But
situation.
not Titans. She don't give two shits about Titans.
Titans is mine, baby. As Nightwing, Dylan O'Brien, I kind of like it. I do like the guy who plays, and I don't know the actor's name, Nightwing in Titans. He starts off as Robin, transitions to Nightwing. Not really a big spoiler there. Everybody who knows who Dick Grayson is knows he becomes Nightwing eventually. So I do like this casting by this person. However, I really, and it's the dude who plays the kid in The Giver, who is Nightwing or Robin in Titans. And I like it. Like he kind of beefed up for the role. Like there was a slight darkness. Graham, we'll talk about that off air. Not right now. What are you talking about? Let's go on to the next thing. Lucius Fox.
Speedos and swim caps. But yeah, I thought the one that's been playing it was it Morgan Freeman. It's been playing him. I thought he did perfect. Like I love that.
I did too. Perry, I'm glad you brought that up. We'll talk about that just a hair before we get into our.
How was there a
TV and
second
movie
one?
facts. I don't know. I don't know. There's more shit they didn't even tell us about. Ra's al Ghul, Javier Bardem.
That's.
I do. Alfred, who do we got here for Alfred? Ralphie, I don't know much about this guy. Let's
Yeah, me neither.
not really. Anya Taylor-Joy. So anybody who watched Queen's Gambit,
Queen's Gambit, yep.
was a great show. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
a show about chess. Not a fucking chance I'm going to watch this. Turns out, fantastic show. Really enjoyed it. She played such an oddball character, kind of this antisocial, boozed up, doped up, pilled up person. And I was like, wait a fucking tick. How does somebody get like this playing chess?
See,
apparently, there's a whole different world.
Here's the so is this for like the like fantasy cast for the next Batman movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me the plot line where all these characters come together.
Well, yeah, and that actually, now that you bring that up, I mean, okay, so it's Bane that we're talking about here. He goes over to South America because Bane, in a lot of instances, Bane is like some sort of South American, whether it's Mexican, Brazilian, anything like that. Well, I guess Mexico is Central America.
Yep.
But you get my point. Some sort of Hispanic character. So Dave Bautista. Now that I think about that. Okay, so they're in South America, right? They get this. I don't know, dude. I'm just. I was trying to, like,
well, no, I'm just curious. Well, is it just Bane that we've seen so far? Because if Bane's just the villain of this, yeah, I think that's three heroes that are going to be hard to get all like screen time with. But
I agree, but I mean, you look at the characters like Batgirl and Nightwing; they play such a small role. Now, if we did this in like a, if Justice League or DC comes up with some sort of like maybe Sinister Six version, DC version, then yeah, you bring in Nightwing, you bring in Batgirl, and you put together this kind of ensemble movie, and they're able to do that. But otherwise, yeah, I think
here's an idea. You give Nightwing his own movie, Batgirl her own movie, right? At the end of them, you have whoever's playing Batman recruit them and let them know, hey, we're going to need, and then you have those three in for like a bigger threat. What do you think about that?
I like it. Yeah, absolutely. They all kind of have their solo. You know what I'd really like is I would like to see a live action version of Young Justice, which is like Kid Flash, Aqualad, Nightwing.
Aqualad.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Titans is it is kind of a live action version of Young Justice, but it's just there's more characters I think they could involve in it that they didn't. But yeah, I would agree. I like that. I think you kind of pull them away from the. But that's the thing is, it's like without Batman, there is no Nightwing, there is no Batgirl. So how do you do those
Right.
movies without that character?
Oh, you do it
Guiding them through it.
with Batman still in them, but you tell it from like they're the main character of that. So you're following them around, like you're seeing things from their point of view.
They said, "Oh, Perry said, oh, real fucking original, Rod."
Yeah. Hey, it works.
Marvel,
Do it.
it
Works.
It does. It really does. I mean, and DC's doing that. They got the Aquaman, they got the Flash, like. Except they kind of did it in reverse. They were like, "Hey, here's this ensemble movie. Now let's tell everybody's story." And I was like, "Wait a fucking second! Like,
No,
do you want me to buy into Ezra Miller as the Flash?" And I don't know a fucking thing about him as the Flash yet. I don't think so, pal. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Now, the Snyder cut of Justice League, although it was 17 hours long, liked it. That was pretty good.
I did too. I thought that was really good, especially the ending. The ending was real good.
Oh, for sure. There's more to come. There's more to come. They got to figure it out. They haven't yet. Let's wrap it up with our movie and TV trivia.
Idiot's movie and TV trivia.
Squid Game has been the probably number one on Netflix. I don't really pay attention to where it is in terms of the rankings, but Squid Game was one of the hot topics of late in the past month or so. Did you know the phone number used in the series was a real phone number? However, the only difference is that it had 8 digits in the series, while real numbers in South Korea always have 10. When the callers dialed that number, their phone automatically added the prefix 010, which turned into a real number. As a result, the owner of it was called more than 4,000 times a day. Netflix later announced that the number will be altered.
Oh my goodness.
This poor soul. This poor fucking bastard. So the American version has probably been changed, but the South Korean version was just like, please, for the love of God, stop calling me. I have nothing to do with Squid Game. No, I'm not going to give you money for playing childhood games. Red light, green light, bang, bang, motherfucker. Stop calling me. Hangs up, click. Do you feel bad for this guy? Is it just a happenstance thing? Like, I mean, this guy, if he takes to social media with this information, he becomes instantly popular, right?
Yeah, you think shit like this exists?
Oh, for sure. Typically what happens is movies set up phone numbers specifically. It's where it's like, okay, if you see the phone number and you have time to like write it down and call it, they always have some sort of setup. You call it and it's like, oh, it's such and such, like from whatever movie, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like this automated message. Whereas this dude was like, fucking stop. I'm over on my minutes. You pick up the phone 4,000 times a day and you say, hey, who is this? They're like, oh, I want to join the games. And then you hang up. Okay, so you have a 5-second conversation 4,000 times a day. If you're on a minutes plan, which hopefully you're not, because that is pretty barbaric at this point, you're fucked. You are spending a lot of time. Otherwise, I don't know. I think after some point, you just kind of have fun with it. No, I have not personally tried to call the number. Rod, I'm guessing you haven't.
Absolutely not.
All right. You, season 3, we talked about it. Well, actually, this kind of goes back to you, season 2. So, the reason the twins are called 40 and Love is due to their dad's love of tennis. How would you like, as a child, to grow up and then learn that it was like, oh, I love tennis so much. That's why I'll call you 40. And it's like, call me by my real fucking name, first of all. Don't nickname me 40 or Love. Her name was Love. Makes it very confusing when he's talking about loving Love. It's a whole different situation. You got to get used to. Whatever. Penn Badgley, who is the actor who plays Joe, said he got his name from Penn because it was so small as an infant. His parents named him after their preferred tennis ball brand. Penn Badgley, poor fucker, aka Jordan Tank. Congrats to him on probably winning some sort of Oscar. I don't know if they give Oscars for TV roles, but shout out to him. He's well on his way to wealth, fame, and fortune. I guess wealth and fortune are kind of the same thing, but you get it. But it's weird. I don't really care for it. The whole show gets weird. I love the show, but I don't really care for the fact that they're named after their dad's love of. We got one last one here. Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy.
Great. Woo!
This goes back to episode 1. Okay.
Oh,
First
all right.
person to call O'Malley. For those of you who are new to Grey's Anatomy, you don't know who O'Malley is because he got hit by a bus a long fucking time ago.
Yep.
First person to call O'Malley 007. Do you know who it was?
Yeah, I don't know.
Karev. And who would have guessed? Alex Karev, the almighty, the man, the legend himself, the wrestler who has mommy and daddy issues and all sorts of shit.
Who apparently leaves to be back with what's her name at the like? I haven't even seen it.
How fucking dumb is that?
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Finds this absolute smoke show. She's a little bit on the crazy side, but she's got a dark past, so she's working through some things. And he falls in love with her. They get married. He says, you know what? I got to go. Sorry about it. Peace. See you later. I'm going to go back to the girl who had the brain tumor. No longer has a brain tumor. Now I'm going to go marry her again. Not again. Not again. They weren't married originally.
No.
Anyways. Oh boy, I'm not going to put you on the spot like you put me on the spot. We're going to wrap it up there for today. Thank you, everybody who listened, chimed in, tuned in. Perry, you are still the OG best fan that we have out there, number one fan. We always love when you chime in. You got a lot to say, but they're not always good things. We're going to wrap it up there for today. Thank you, everybody, and as always, cheers.
Cheers.